Let's rock.
Yeah.
You're inside the all-new House of Public Discourse Radio.com. The house is an area in social media where individuals can come together to discuss societal issues, and from that discussion influence political action. Welcome to the house,
where our house is your house.
Good afternoon, folks. You're inside the House of Public Discourse Forum here on the all-new House of Public Discourse Radio.com. I'm your host, Johnny Hill. I'm joined along with Michael D Landingham, member of the House of Public Discourse Forum, Grassroots Presidential candidate for the year 2024, a valued member of our team here in the House of Public Discourse. Michael, we just had a 10-hour lightning quick, guilty on all counts verdict in the George Floyd trial of Derrick Chavan, murder cop. He was found guilty on all counts. Now, we had a show last night. Many of us in the House of Public Discourse, myself included, were skeptical because of past behaviors that's happened in these type cases. And
Right.
we knew from our research that if it was a quick verdict, it was more than likely going to be guilty. And if it took, the longer it took, the more chance for acquittal. Well, this was lightning quick. When you look at the magnitude of this case, this was a lightning quick verdict of guilty on all counts. Now, Mike, the reason I'm so glad you just agreed to come on the program and talk with me today is that I can give a perspective, and it would be a correct perspective, but I think it's important that we hear from a black person's perspective on what it means, especially a black male, of what this verdict means to you. And I'm gonna shut up and let you take the floor right now.
I appreciate it, brother Johnny, and I want to say good day to everyone who's watching. We have seen for the past year what happened on that day with that officer who took the life of Brother George. Brother George was not perfect, but he was not on trial on that day. That officer, his actions were on trial on this day. I've never seen we as black people. Let me tell you something. We as black people. Let me just talk from a black perspective. We as black people, we never thought we would see something like this. And then, like you said, brother Johnny, to turn around deliberation for the jurors to really 10 hours and then come back and be like, that's never been seen before. And I think the reason why is because America's woken up to the prospects and to the reality that the original sins of slavery and Jim Crow and the infiltration of Ku Klux Klan and other hate groups inside our political offices, police, judges, lawyers, stuff like that. Now we see justice, like all that just hit the wall. And for black people around America right now, we got a sigh of relief. You know, I teared up. I didn't know why the hell I was tearing up. You know, after I heard, I said, guilty. And then all of a sudden I sat back and I let the gravity hit me. And I'm still sniffing now. I'm still kind of, teary-eyed now. The emotional response, and me explaining to some people who don't understand, the emotional response of why every black person feels almost instinctively to cry is because not just what happened with George Floyd, but over the years that we as Black people have been trying to explain on what happened, of how we've been mistreated in such a degree, and for the rest of society to say we made it up until technology came around and laws, because of other African Americans got killed by police officers, gave us the view of that we're going down the wrong path. There are a lot of people who said that man is guilty. Even President Biden caught a little flack today saying, y'all know he's guilty, lock him up. And not, I'm just paraphrasing. But we as Black people, all we wanted to be known to be treated as equals. Yes, nobody on this perfect is not, I mean, nobody on this earth is perfect. But for us to be painted in such of a way has been a long existing plan. And we have to uncover all that in a way how we can do police justice, police reform, social justice reform, is to really a knowledge of what and how this all started. What laws, what procedures, what things that kept us so separate in order for us not to repeat them and to make our institution, our country strong. This right here was a win for America, not for whites, not for Blacks, but for America, for free men, where we have public people do not have the power to do what they did and think they get away with it. And I commend what Joe Biden said earlier, President Biden said earlier about, after he talked to the Floyd family. My prayers continuously go out to the Floyd family. Justice has been done. Now we have to go after what happened to Dante Wright and what happened to the other kid. I can't think of him right now. So many that's just hitting us right now.
There's so many.
I believe that justice is taking the corner, but we still have a long way to go. But I still believe we still have to have real leadership in there to really bring us all together as a whole.
Thank you so much, Michael. It's very eloquently stated, sir. The ramifications. Now we've already some of our resources have already seen what they're going to appeal this decision. We know that.
Well, of course.
And the thing about, we were discussing this earlier we had a live broadcast. Well, we had Millicent Bolton and Christopher Witt Dymont and Pam on the show. They're valued members of the House of Public Discourse, and Pam, rightfully so, brought up the fact that there will be an appeal. But also, Millicent made a great point that many of the things that he could possibly use in an appeal will not be allowed in an appeal. And that the only thing that they're going to do, they're going to try to say that there was so much pretrial publicity that he couldn't get a fair trial. And I think that's not going to stand a hill of beans. And I think an appeal is going to be a failure.
I mean, when you saw his lawyer, the defense lawyer, tried to defend this man's actions, there's no language on earth or common sensibility or any excuse that can excuse what took place. Anything beyond guilty to me, and I think to everybody around the world, is what will go against what America stands for. And it was about justice, about the facts, and what everybody's been seeing. He talking about it's all publicized. Nobody didn't tell you to put your knee on that man's neck for almost 10 minutes. Wow, he was handcuffed.
Yeah, the
So enough of the bullcrap.
Yeah,
and the police officers they're good police officers. So my best advice to them now is start the fight. Start the fight to gain trust back with communities. Damn, protecting these other bad officers. If you see a bad officer, that was one of my plans. If you see a bad officer, report it. Report it privately, without be secretive and all that stuff. We can come up with procedures by that point. There are ways. We are Americans. We went to the moon. I think we handle whatever we handle here on Earth.
Absolutely.
But we have to do it together. We have to stop looking at each other by color, about money, about party ideology, because the two-party system, ladies and gentlemen, has been lying to us and
Yes, it
using our
has.
weaknesses against us as strengths for them to can maintain power, to
Right.
keep the power away from the people. And now the people are about to revolt. Well, not now, but if it happened
Well,
another way,
I tell
it
you
would have
what,
been terrible. It would have been terrible.
if it had been, if it would have been anything, if it would have been manslaughter, people would be tearing stuff up right now.
I mean, it's not about tearing stuff up. That we're tired of tearing stuff up.
I know,
So we're
but then,
tearing up our own crap, and the only people who are benefiting
I know
is
that,
China
but
and Russia.
that's
Right
what would have,
now,
that's what
China
would have
and
happened.
Russia sitting there like, damn it, them damn Americans figured it out. They're getting their act together. They was
Right.
hoping some anarchy would happen, just like what happened on January 6th.
Right.
But you didn't see all those damn army tanks and personnel out there at the Capitol like you do in Minnesota, did you?
No, you didn't. No, you sure didn't.
And then the weird thing about that is the insurrection was warned a day or two before, or a week before, I believe. They got ample time to.
Absolutely.
So we're not getting on that. We'll talk about that later. But the main thing is
Yeah.
justice was served. We as
Yeah.
Black people feel a sigh of relief, not just Black people, but white people as well, because this seems like it's just an ongoing thing. And here's the thing, I want to talk to the people who are racist. All right, now I know the racist people say that dang N-word got. I mean, he should have died. It doesn't matter. He's a good old boy. He'll take one for the team. Here's what you're not understanding. Let me talk to the racist white people. Hear me out. I was raised in the South. I know deep down in your hearts of how you truly feel. You feel fear. You fear of other people that doesn't look like you, and all the stories that have been told from your fathers and mothers and grandparents and so on and so on. And then the news and everything divides us, and our politicians divide us, no matter which side. And you fall victim the same way as we fall victim. But the difference is between me and you is I don't hate you. I have no reason to hate you. I have white people that are Confederate lovers, Ku Klux Klan lovers, and they love my Black ass. Literally, they love me. You know why? Because I don't bull crap with them. I let them know, look, this is what I believe and this is why. And if I explain why without pointing blame at them, because if you're being duped, listen to me to the racist people. Well, I'm just call y'all racially insensitive. You're not racist, because the racist people is the one who hung us and dragged us in the mud, and Emmett Till and all that stuff. The main thing, we need to come together. We as Americans, we have Chinese and we have the Russians using our fears against each other. Do you see Russians against each other over there? No, because they're getting beat and dying in prison, and just like that the opposition leader over there. God bless his soul. I pray for him and his family. I pray for his to be fully recovered. But we on the Chinese, do you see the Chinese being divided? No, they're taking stuff over by force. But us, because you're white and I'm Black, or if I'm asking to be a little equal, not a little equal, not a little equal. And then, no, we don't deserve that. Why? Because by the law, we were only 1/3 human, considered 1/3 human. We didn't have the intelligence to. We were only made to serve the white man.
Right. Well, I know. Yeah, I know. In North Carolina in the 1950s, there were experiments done on Black people because they were felt to be less human. That was the thinking of the time,
Well, at the time, yes, but at the same time, we're in 2021, baby.
And there's still people that think. There's still people that think that way. Unfortunately,
I know that, but it's ran aground now. And they think they can keep going forever and ever and ever. But the old ways are dying off.
That's right.
And the new ways are beginning right now. And this started today.
Brother Michael.
The American justice system finally put on the blinders and said, you know what? Guilty. That was just self-evident enough to everybody and to the world. That's why we had seen the biggest movement, which Donald Trump could have gained a lot of Black folks if he could have just hugged some Black people of what happened instead of just shooting them at them in front of the White House. But hey, what do I know? I used to be a presidential candidate, right? So,
yeah, I'll tell you, Mike. You make great points, and I think it's a watershed moment. I think I think there's going to be some positives to come from this.
Oh yeah.
I'm very surprised that it was such a quick lightning verdict. I was skeptical of that, and to see what the fact that it happened, like you said, for everybody to see, it happened in real time. There was no way for these people to run. There was no way for the defense to run, except
Yeah.
like you say, bring up hypotheticals and all kinds of stuff in the defense. And
Right.
Michael, I wanted to thank you for coming on here and giving us your comments in the all new House of Public Discourse Radio.com. And we're going to be doing more work together. We gotta, you're going to be running for president.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's still I feel like that mission, the first time, wasn't completed. I was interfered. I was threatened by former President Donald Trump. All the information is on the party We the People on Facebook. The party of We the People on Facebook.
Right, and I would invite people to go to your page and read your case, because it's very interesting. And now that we've moved on from that to a certain degree, I want to really, I think it's amazing and a wonderful thing that we have a grassroots person like yourself telling all the naysayers and telling all the people, oh, he don't stand a chance in hell, and telling all those people, I don't care. I'm going to exercise my rights as an American citizen. And I'm all for you, man. I am all in support of what you're doing, and I think other people will once they become aware of what you're doing.
Yeah, but we're all building something, and I advise the ones who may have said that they have a right too. I don't know why they want to hate. I mean, they got a right to act like they can't do it. Like, how come he can do it? You can do it too. I mean, it's your American right. Your God-given free right as a man to stand up when you see your own government is not doing the will of the people, no matter which side. When it's not trying to show us to come together, I think we're wasting time with these people. Let's just me and you, Johnny, run, or me and you, David, run, or David and Tom run. Somebody, let's run and get these people out of there, and then we can show real concerns from real people and know how to do real things for the American people.
I think it's important that we all, as individuals, do what we can do to add in the mix to a better life. Yours is running for president of the United States, which is admirable. For me, it is writing, reporting, and keeping people aware from a grassroots perspective as opposed to a mainstream corporate one. And we all have our roles to play. We all have our positions. It's just like a football team or a basketball team. Somebody's got to be the point guard. Somebody's got to be the scoring guard. Somebody's got to play small forward. We got to have a four-man down in the post, and we got to have a big man. We got to have a big man to correct anything that gets by the small boys. So that's what
but the main thing is about being as a team unit and winning. And winning not for just us, but for future generations and the world for peace.
Right, absolutely. You've been listening to the House of Public Discourse Forum live here on the all-new House of Public Discourse Radio.com. I'm with Michael D Landingham, presidential candidate for 2024. He's undecided on what party to run in, but we know he's grassroots, and that means a lot to us because we are the grassroots media here in the House of Public Discourse. Have a great afternoon. We've got a little bit of justice in America today, and hopefully we can build upon it and do more. Hey.